Welcome to Sports Overtime. I'm Lane Fobbs. The last school in the Delta kicks off practice, the AP Top 25 college football poll, and NFL preseason games. That's all coming up tonight, but we start with Mississippi State, where it seems like Bulldogs running back Ladarius Perkins has always had to wait his turn. When he first arrived in Starkville, fresh out of St. Joe's, right here in Greenville, he was behind some pretty good running backs, and that meant limited time for Perk. But good things come to those who wait, and now Ladarius may be the Bulldog with the most bite. Ladarius was a part of head coach Dan Mullen's first recruiting class way back in 2010. Fast forward to the present, and he enters his senior year ranked 6th all-time at Mississippi State in all-purpose yards, and he needs just 145 yards to be an all-time top 10 rusher for the Bulldogs. And if that's not enough, he's also on the watch list for the Maxwell Award, which is given out at the end of every year to the nation's top college football player. Fans may remember running backs like Vic Ballard, who were in front of Ladarius in the past, but Perkins says now it's his time to shine.
Those names have come up a lot of times, but I just try to do what I do. I mean, I try to make a name for myself. It's always great to be considered in the names of those people with Dixon and Ballard, because those are two great running backs that came through here. So I'm just trying to just build on that and just keep getting better every year and help my teammates get better and be a great leader on this team.
Well, this next story is a mix of Mississippi State and Ole Miss, and it adds yet another chapter in their rivalry. Reports say the NCAA has questioned highly touted freshman Chris Jones about Ole Miss's recruitment of him. Jones is an All-American defensive end from Houston, Mississippi, and currently plays for Mississippi State. And you may remember both schools went after Jones hard in the past in a recruiting war, very heated recruiting war, in fact, leading up to signing day. Ole Miss coach Hugh Freeze says the Rebels didn't do anything wrong. And Chris's mom says she didn't know anything about an NCAA meeting whatsoever, and there's been no comment from Chris himself. Well, there's a ways to go until we get into college football bowl season, but we are currently in college football poll season. A few weeks ago, the coaches' top 25 poll came out, and this week we were given the AP top 25 poll by the writers across the country. And this is how it looks. No surprise, Alabama is number one. You know, out of the 60 first place votes, the Crimson Tide got 58 of them. Meanwhile, 6 SEC schools are in the poll, but sadly, none of them are Mississippi schools. In fact, there's no Mississippi schools in the top 25. But Ole Miss, they did get 11 votes. Meanwhile, Mississippi State's first opponent, Oklahoma State, is ranked 13th. And this will be the last year of the BCS in college football in 2014. We'll have a playoff format, which means a shakeup in the traditional bowl makeup. See what I did there? But don't worry if you're an SEC fan, the conference is well represented, and this is what it'll look like. The top SEC team not in the national semifinal playoff games heads to the Sugar Bowl, while the league will rotate on the Orange Bowl when it's not used as a national semifinal location. The Capital One Bowl then gets the first pick, followed by the Sugar and the Orange. Then the SEC will determine which of its teams go to the Outback, Music City, Gator, and Liberty, and Belk Bowls. The bowl game in Birmingham, which needs a new sponsor, then gets to pick whatever's left, followed by the Shreveport Bowl. Gone are traditional SEC spots, Cotton Bowl, and the Chick-fil-A Bowl, because they're going to enter into the national playoff format. Well, once upon a time, Texas A&M was looking for relevancy. Ask, and ye shall receive. The school now has a superstar in Johnny Manziel, but after allegations that he took money for his signature, you could say he may be impacting a bit too many things around the football team. At their Meet the Aggies event this Wednesday, A&M players will not sign anything like jerseys, hats, or any memorabilia like this. Instead, players only get to sign a roster sheet about yay big. Pretty stringent rules, and it may only get worse. That's because 2 more brokers came out this week saying, hey, Johnny Football signed some stuff for me too. One session was in South Florida just after the national championship game, and the other was in my hometown of Houston, Texas. Stay out there, Johnny. And if you're keeping score at home, that's now 6 autograph sessions and nearly 4,500 signatures by Manziel. You think he'd get like a wrist cramp or something, right? But anyway, the NCAA is still investigating. No suspensions have been handed down. as of yet, and as of right now, Manziel will be the starter August 31st versus Rice. Well, when I was young, Grandma would always tell me, baby, the last shall be first. That's what Delta State is hoping will happen to them this season. They were the last college in the Delta to kick off practice, but they're hoping it will lead to a first-place finish in the Gulf South Conference. The Statesmen were on the practice field this week for the first time this season. Now, if you'll remember last year, the team struggled winning just 3 games, and that led to the hiring of Todd Cooley as the new head coach. Now, when Cooley was the offensive coordinator at Northwestern Louisiana, that group became one of the top scoring units in the Southland Conference. So Delta State's hoping he can repeat some of that magic over here. Now, this is the 3rd different head coach for some of the players, but they trust him to steer things in the right direction.
It's different, but, you know, you can't live in the past. You kind of got to adjust and adapt, and that's what we do around here. But Coach Cooley, he's got us right. He got the ship going in the right direction, man. Excited for this year.
Oh, it's a breath of fresh air. Got the green helmets back. Just bringing the old tradition back. Ready to win some more championships.
I thought that the intensity was there. I thought that we worked really, really hard. I appreciated the tempo that they came out. The challenge is, can we come back and bring that same tempo and energy tomorrow? Guys are going to start getting a little banged up, but we made a lot of mistakes, but we made them full speed, and that's what I was worried about.
And Delta State's first game is September 7th versus Mississippi Valley. Meanwhile, down south in Hattiesburg, Southern Miss continues to get ready for their season opener versus Texas State. And the word of the week for them is consistency. The Golden Eagles looked high and low for ways to score it last year, but options were few and far between. That's why they brought in new head coach Todd Monken, who ran a pretty high-powered scoring attack while he was the offensive coordinator at Oklahoma State. Scoring starts with the quarterback, and Monken is still looking for fewer sloppy plays from that position. It can be frustrating getting your signal caller to cut down on mistakes, but there's only one way to make that happen.
You only get rid of that with reps, you know, and film time. So, you know, when you're talking about whether it's Allen or even Cole or Nick or Ricky, whoever it is, none of them have really played a lot. So they make a lot of mistakes for guys that haven't played a lot. So we're just, as much as we can, we're force feeding them, and I think they're doing a good job. There's nothing wrong with what they're doing. We're not functioning and putting plays together. And that's not only them, that's part of our offense and new guys.
We're taking a quick break, but keep it right here because we're about to enter the top 5 players of the Delta Super 16. Tonight's guy is going to play at Southern Miss next year. And the NFL preseason rolls on. I'll tell you how the Falcons, Saints, and Titans did coming up. This is Overtime. It's hard to believe, but high school football kicks off this Friday. Yeah, the calendar goes by pretty fast. That means we're heading down the stretch of our Delta Super 16 countdown, the 16 best high school football players in the Delta. Tonight, we enter the top 5 with our latest guy. Wide receiver Corey Robertson out of Greenwood. High school is number 5 on our countdown. He's committed to play at Southern Miss next year, and the guy's a warrior. He's coming off of an injury that required surgery. Corey says the rehab hasn't been easy, but it helped him grow his role as a team leader, and that's huge for the Bulldogs.
Very important, you know, because, you know, if they watch me, they got to see what I'm doing. And if I'm doing something bad, they going to take over and do something bad too. So it's very important, you know, show good leadership and do what I got to do.
The younger kids feed off that. They like seeing upper class come out and work their butt off. Because now, since he's coming, they going to come. Because they know that he had an injury. He just had surgery. But, you know, he kept coming, showing that, you know, his important role in this team. And we appreciate that.
So this is how the list is looking now from 16 all the way to our newest addition at number 5. Just a few more guys remain. And to find out who number 4 is, well, you'll have to tune in tomorrow night at 10 p.m. And here's another high school list. This one is from the Mississippi All Gridiron teams. And there's a few local guys on there. Sammy Epps out of Greenwood joins Jannard Avery and Gary Green as on the first team, while Quadre Griggs out of Greenwood and Sharif White out of Grenada are representing on the Delta on the second team. And we caught up with Cleveland High School this week. Look at all them players cheesing and smiling. And we're going to see if all those smiles last as we get into the season. The Wildcats return just 7 seniors. And you can't forget about that tough schedule featuring non-conference rivals Eastside and Rosedale, then district games with Greenwood High and Yazoo City. Trial by fire for the young guys on this team.
I think if we, grow and develop a little bit through the course of the year, I think we're going to have a good year. The group of juniors have got a lot of time under their belt. A lot of them played last year, so it's going to be. We have to have a little success early, and then we can build from there.
Well, we've been working hard through the offseason. We might not have the biggest and strongest team, but we'll put up a fight and we'll be there at the end.
You can expect a lot from us, but as a team, we expect to go state. Nothing less.
And the Wildcats open the season this Friday against Humphreys County. Well, Greenville Western standout Gary Green hopes to be playing in a lot of bowls for Mississippi State, the school he committed to last week. But the highly touted recruit will get to play in one before he even steps foot on a college campus. Greenville is going to play in the 2014 Semper Fi All-American Bowl on January 5th, all the way out in Carson, California. It's a senior all-star game sponsored by the United States Marine Corps and the National Guard. Well, coming up, the St. Louis Cardinals are a few games behind the Pirates for the NL Central crown. Were they able to get any closer to them? I'll tell you in a bit. And we can't forget about Drew Brees and the Saints. Find out how they did in their preseason game this week. This is Overtime. In the NFL now, the Saints preseason opener. In the Saints preseason opener against the Chiefs last week, Drew Brees said the team still has a ways to go in order to get ready for that regular season opener against Atlanta. Well, a chance to take a step in the right direction came this week, courtesy of the Oakland Raiders. There's Drew Brees right there thinking, hey guys, let's get better today. Drew's got the right idea. First quarter, big time pass. You're going to see it right here. Locates his man Jimmy Graham, and Jimmy's able to get it all the way down to the 2-yard line. That sets up this Mark Ingram touchdown on the very next play. And I want to show it to you again. The Saints O-line really did a good job here. You're going to see them collapse, and you're going to see Mark Ingram say, all right, bounce out to my left, get that quick 6. Saints up 10-0 now. And Drew Brees, he's a well-oiled machine, already looking like he's in mid-season form all day. Remember I said that great offensive line, and he's able to find Kenny Stills in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. 17-0 Saints now. Meanwhile, here's former LSU quarterback Matt Flynn. He did pretty good, too, hooking up with Denarius Moore for the touchdown. Matt Flynn was 12 of 16, 124 yards, 1 touchdown, but it's not enough. The Saints take this one, 28-20. They're now 2-0 in the postseason. Let's get you out to the Falcons and the Ravens now. There's Baltimore's Joe Flacco, signed a huge contract this summer, and on that play at least, he's looking like he's worth it. That's the pass to Torrey Smith, and he's able to put on the afterburners. Can he? Yes, he does, all the way down to the end zone. Check it out one more time. Good catch, and he stiff arms the Falcons defender to take it all the way down to the house. Cue Trick Daddy, we take it to the house. Remember that song? Never mind. Anyway, Torrey Smith had 2 catches, 85 yards, 1 touchdown. But Matt Ryan, he signed a big-time contract too, and you see why he did. That's a touchdown pass to Julio Jones. 10-7 Falcons now. And later on in the second quarter, Jaquiz Rogers, I had to show you this one. He went to Oregon State, but more importantly, he's from my hometown of Houston, and he gets the rushing touchdown. Falcons up 20-7. And later in the game, there's Elvis Dumerville with a big-time knockdown, forces Matt Ryan to give up the ball, incomplete pass, and the Ravens win 27-23. Titans and Bengals, meanwhile, Tennessee, they're looking for big things from Jake Locker this year. First quarter, he looks pretty good on this one. There's a play-action pass to Kendall Wright right before he jumps out of bounds. That ended in a Titans field goal. And here's Andy Dalton. You're going to see him. The Titans defensive line looked really good last night when they played. Check out this sack by Jarrell Casey, and he forces Andy Dalton to give up the football. The Titans do recover all the way in Bengals territory, but still 13-3 Bengals. Mohamed Sanu Andy Dalton recovers, gets it to him in the back of the end zone. The Bengals take the lead, and they never look back. They beat the Titans 27-19. Titans are now 0-2 in the postseason, in preseason play. Baseball now, Nationals and Braves going at it. Julio Teheran versus Bryce Harper, part 2. Let's hop in the hot tub time machine. This is August 6th. You remember Teheran threw the ball at Bryce Harper. That caused him to throw the bat, bench clearing, almost brawl. Just not a pretty sight early August. Fast forward to today. There's Bryce, all smiles. He's hoping to make something happen, but Teheran gets him to fly out to left field to keep the score at 0-0. Here's Bryce again, bottom of the top 9. He has a chance to win the game. Gets him on the check swing. I don't know, did Bryce Harper check it out one more time? Let's check out the high angle. I don't know. Either way, the Braves win it 2-1. They take 2 out of 3 from the Nats. Let's go out to the St. Louis Cardinals now. They're in Chicago hoping to keep pace with the Pirates for the NL Central. Pitcher Adam Wainwright has not beaten the Cubs this year, but he's got the right idea on how to do it today. K's Donnie Murray, gets Junior Lake, Nate Scherholtz. Adam Wainwright is able to strike out the side. And I got to show you this play. Yadier Molina pops into foul territory. Here's Anthony Rizzo leading out to get the ball. Oh, almost takes a nasty dive and spill. Check it out one more time. I got it. Uh-oh. The Cardinals players in the dugout there have to help him get up. Here's some Cardinals bats action for you, though. John Jay with a 3-run homer to left field. That makes the score 6-1. And Adam Wainwright, back to him, he had a really good day today. 11 strikeouts, just 5 hits, and the Cardinals take the Sunday game 6-1. And by the way, the Pirates lost today also. So now St. Louis is just 1 game back of the NL Central lead. And I can't let the show end without giving you a look at this play from the Colts and the Giants preseason game. Check this out. Andrew Luck to pass. Ball bounces off the Giants defender, but a great heads-up play by Reggie Wayne. Check it out. Bounce up. I got it in the end zone. Just a great play. Check it out from another angle. And the Colts win the game 20-12. Well, that's going to do it for overtime tonight. But before we go, remember, you can motivate by fear, you can motivate by reward, but those are all temporary. The lasting thing is self-motivation. We'll see you next week.